What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ro, and I'm back with another video, man. I said I'm back with another video, man. I said I'm back with another video, man. And today we doing the most disturbing case of Bryce Rose, true crime. I'm doing crime for y'all today. No funny shit. We finna get into it. No funny shit. Real crime shit. Real serious shit. We finna see how this shit coming, man. It's my first crime video, and we gonna get into it real serious, man. We all gotta keep that serious face on. Real serious face on. But before I get into the video, I want to say, shout ROMURI, man. I'm the CEO of ROMURI Clothing. I need y'all to get into that. I need y'all to go follow me on Instagram, ROMURI. Go check out my shop, romuri.co. I'm dropping all the links in the bio. I'm also dropping a link to the Foreign B Reacts page. I'm dropping the link to my personal page and JUVi personal page, and y'all gotta get into that, man. But let's go ahead and get to the video, man. Let's go ahead and get into this true crime. Let's go ahead and get into this true crime, man. Let's do it.
Ma'am, look at me, ma'am. He keeps tired. Ma'am, I need you to hear this. The next time it happens, there will be a consequence. Do you understand that? Yes. All right, Mr. Rhodes, you're smiling. I don't know why you're smiling.
Because I can't.
Damn!
It's not a crime to smell.
The man you saw on the screen is 25-year-old Bryce Rhodes, displaying despicable behavior and showing no remorse or guilt for his actions.
You can't be in a court just like being, you can't just, you know, if you going down, like, you can't just be in a court acting like that, bro. 12, the judge, they gonna give you life, quick as hell, acting like that. Yeah, bro, stop going in that cocky, bro. Like going there, just say what you gotta say. Listen to your lawyer so you can get the minimum time possible. Don't go in that acting cocky. You think you know they did a deal for you. You doing 15, 20 years, and you going that cocky knowing you doing it 15, 20 years. The judge gonna instantly life. They gonna double life you because you playing. You trying to play around in other people's face. Y'all need to stop doing that, man. Real shit.
He stands accused of the murder of brothers 14-year-old Larry Ordway and 16-year-old Maurice Gordon, whose bodies were discovered following a disturbing 911 call which tipped off the authorities.
It looks like they're deceased and they've been bombed.
Those are kids. Those are kids. There's some shoe prints right here too.
Burning the kids is
When their
crazy.
mother, Elizabeth Wren, received the devastating news, her world crumbled into pieces. But what made the pain even worse was the horrifying way her sons were killed. They were terribly stabbed multiple times in the chest before their bodies were set on fire. It was so gruesome that the police had to prevent Elizabeth from seeing her sons for the last time. But why would anyone do such a horrific thing? According to Bryce, the boys knew a secret of his that could destroy his life. What could that secret be? And why would it lead to such a gruesome end for two young lives? And what drove Bryce to behave so despicably in front of law enforcement? On May 21st, 2016, a 22-year-old girl was riding her bike past an old abandoned building on the 4000 block of River Park Drive in the Shawnee neighborhood of West Louisville.
Shawnee.
But that day was different, as something strange caught her eye. The building, which had looked fine the day before, was now all burnt and destroyed. She felt curious about what had exactly happened there, and decided to investigate further. Amidst the mess of the burned building, she spotted something strange. A shape that seemed...
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never going into no abandoned building. I don't care. Like, if I've been living around a building for 10 years, bro, and I see something wrong with it the next day, bro, I'm not going. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't, bro. Why would I just go into a random building, bro? I don't care if it's burnt. I don't care if it's supposedly haunted. I ain't doing it. I can't do it, bro. Y'all be trying to further investigate on your own and end up dead too. But let's get back to it, man. Be safe out here, man. Don't just be walking in the buildings. If you're gonna walk into a building, ask for help first, man.
out of place. As she went closer, her heart pounded with fear as she discovered it was a dead body. But the surprises didn't end there. Not far away, she had found another body, and both of them were badly burned. Feeling extremely scared, she quickly called the police for help. Soon enough, the scene was swarming with police officers trying to figure out what mysterious events unfolded there last night. The crime scene was incredibly gruesome, so much so that the police called it the worst they'd ever seen. It was so disturbing that even one of the officers couldn't help but shake his head in disbelief and felt really emotional as he covered the two dead bodies with a white cloth. The bodies were rushed to the hospital for an autopsy by pathologists. Meanwhile, the rest of the officers stayed behind at the scene, carefully searching for any more clues that could help them in the investigation. After the autopsies, it was revealed that the cause of death wasn't the fire, but something even more sinister. According to a document released from the coroner's office, both boys had suffered severe head injuries from blunt force trauma, as well as stab wounds to their chests. What's even more chilling is that they had already died hours before their bodies were set on fire.
Whoever did this going to jail for life. Y'all going to jail for stabbing them. Nah, y'all going to jail for beating them. Blood force trauma, if y'all don't know what that is. That's really like, you getting hit so hard. You just getting hit hard as shit. Like, if you get smacked by a train, that's blood force trauma. Like, if you get hit hard as shit, that's blood force trauma. Like, if a motherfucker hit you hard as hell, that's blood force trauma. And like, the smallest word possible. Like, I don't know, like, the exact definition, but I know if a motherfucker get hit hard enough, that's blunt force trauma. And then they going to jail for stabbing them. So that's another, like, cause of the death. And then you burn them hours later, you trying to cover up the evidence. That's 2-3 charges right there. You getting life. You tampering with evidence. You getting life. Come on now. And and it's crazy, like, the motherfuckers that be trying to burn shit really be the dumbass niggas that be leaving shit around for. Like, you gotta really, like, listen to these crime stories. Like, the motherfuckers that really be trying to burn shit, they're trying to burn some shit that, like, that's gonna get them caught up in the shit don't even burn. Like, but let's get back into it, man.
Left at the scene. Now, to begin their murder investigation and gather clues, the police needed to figure out who the boys were and why someone would harm them in such a terrible manner. Despite the bodies being badly burned, the police had a stroke of luck as they managed to create sketches of the boys. These sketches were shared with the public with a plea for anyone who recognized them.
Hey, they don't even look like the boys they just showed us, for real, but they kind of do.
But they didn't stop at just sketches.
They don't even look like the boys they just showed us.
To find any missing persons reports
but, like, if you filed
some days before.
If you the mama, you would kind of know. Like, if you was the mama, you would know. But, like, me personally, like, I wouldn't recognize them boys, like, off what they just showed us in the beginning. They don't kind of look like them, for real. I ain't gonna lie.
Matched the descriptions of the victims. But sadly, they hit a dead end. Days passed, and even though Monday came and went, no one stepped forward to identify the boys. The following day, on May 23, 2016, a worried woman named Elizabeth Wren rushed to the police station. She was visibly anxious as she told the officers the sketches they had released were of her sons, 14-year-old Larry Ordway and 16-year-old Maurice Gordon. Elizabeth was shocked when the officers delivered the heartbreaking news that her sons' bodies had been found completely burned. The police told her that they were suspecting foul play and believed it wasn't just an accident, but rather a carefully planned murder. Elizabeth desperately wanted to see her sons one last time, but the officers had to gently refuse her request. The bodies were in such a horrible state that it wouldn't have been appropriate for a mother to witness.
Honestly, I think no matter how bad a body is, if a mother want to see her kids, she want to see her kids. Don't tell her she can't see her kids. Like, at the end of the day, if it's her choice to have funerals or cremation, she gonna see the body regardless. So for you to tell a mother of the sons of the deceased that she can't see her body, she can't see their body. She just gonna break down, bro. Like just let her see her kids, bro. Stop doing too much, bro. Just show her kid, bro. Like, come on now.
Despite feeling utterly helpless, Elizabeth gathered her strength and shared a crucial piece of information with the police. Elizabeth recounted to the police how on the evening of May 21st, 2016, her sons had informed her that they were going out with some friends whom she had never liked. Despite her attempts to prevent her sons from hanging out with these friends in the past, they still went ahead. That night, they headed to a party with 3 individuals: 17-year-old Jackery Taylor, 15-year-old Anjuan Carter, and 25-year-old Bryce Rhodes. Elizabeth expressed her concern about Bryce, who had a troubling criminal history involving various serious offenses, like domestic violence, physical offenses, kidnapping, and even abusing individuals. The boys assured Elizabeth they'd return soon, and even though days had passed without any sign of them, she didn't worry much. They had a habit of partying and sometimes not coming home for days, so she thought it was just another one of those times. However, little did she know, this time would bring devastating news that would change her life forever. The police wasted no time in tracking down the entire group. They quickly found Anjuan Carter and brought him in for questioning. Meanwhile, they continued their search for Bryce, and by the next day, Tuesday, May 24th, 2016, they had located him as well. Another member of the group, Jackery Taylor, was also apprehended.
Folks ain't got no shirt on, bro.
Span of time.
They ain't got this man in no picture with a shirt on, bro. Like, come on now, man. What's I got going on, man? Put a shirt on, dude. What do you want to see?
Bryce and Jackery spent hours in police custody as each were speaking separately with detectives about Larry and Maurice. The detectives tried to make Jackery nervous by showing him crime scene photos of the 2 brothers, hoping to coax information about the murders. However, all Jackery said was that he was friends with the brothers, but had nothing to do with their deaths. On the other hand, Bryce insisted to police that he had no idea where the brothers were, and eventually requested a lawyer. When Jackery and Bryce didn't provide any useful information, the police decided to change their approach. During separate interviews with Anwan, they noticed a difference in his demeanor. That's when Anwan finally opened up about what exactly happened on the evening of May 21st. He explained that Bryce had called him and Jackery to his apartment that evening. There, Bryce confided in them and expressed his suspicion that Larry and Maurice might tell the police about something they had seen on May 4th, 2016, which was Bryce's biggest secret.
It's always one that's really gonna crack for real. Like, somebody gonna crack. Like, even like the biggest rappers today, and you know, like stuff that go on today, like it's always one person that really cracking, like really like open a pathway for Twitter to like really start cracking down on shit for real. Like it really only take one person. It take one person to open their mouth, and it's like it really get 12 a real lead on everything. Like, but that shit needed to be cracked down. I don't give no fuck. You killing 2 young kids, and you older than them, bro. Come on now, like, and they, bro, you doing shit in front of them, bro. Like, come on now, that's your fault. Give me a, get that nigga life, man. Stop.
Bryce managed to persuade Jackery and Anwan to assist him with a plan that involved something terrible: killing the brothers. On the night of May 21st, Jackery went to their house and convinced the brothers to come out by telling them that Bryce was going to take them to a party. Larry and Maurice were a bit unsure.
So buddy accessory already. Really, he could really be charged with murder though. Like he was like he basically set him up for real. Like DNA could give him 1st degree, so they could really get him the book. I ain't gonna lie, they could really get him the book. I ain't gonna lie. Wait, let me listen more, cause they said it. That he told them to come outside, like get outside, like as if they was going to a party or something, I guess. So they could really throw him the book though, just for doing that.
But eventually they agreed to go along. As they had left the house, they assured their mother Elizabeth that they would be back later that night. The group had driven to Bryce's house, which he shared with his mother, who happened to be out of town that weekend. As the boys settled in, they began hanging out and having a good time, just like any other party. But Larry and Maurice had no idea that there was something sinister brewing behind the scenes. Suddenly, out of nowhere, an argument broke out among the group and ruined the fun atmosphere of the party. Anwan told the police that Jackery accused the brothers that they had stolen money from Bryce. When Jackery confronted Maurice about the theft, he became furious. At that moment, Maurice felt threatened and could sense the danger, so he grabbed a knife to save him and his brother, which escalated the whole situation.
He made Maurice on his knees, like beg for forgiveness. He tied me up, tried me up for something. He tied his brother up. He's never seen bad food.
Anwan stated that when Maurice pulled out the knife, Bryce quickly stepped in and took it away. Then, they both managed to overpower the brothers and tied them up with belts. They separated Larry from Maurice so that both brothers...
Oh yeah, so Buddy was basically there the whole time. So Buddy going down. He's snitching trying to get a lighter sentence, but that's like they really did did 3 crimes that'd kill an average person. So he going down, like he just snitching, think he finna get like a lighter sentence, but yeah, that nigga getting a book. Yo, that Bryce dude, they fucking around, get that nigga chopped, yeah. But then it's like, for him, it's like the brother, he grabbed a knife, so what was the other brother doing for real? The whole time, the Bryce nigga older than them, so, they was probably on the young tip, so he probably just overpowered him. Plus, they had the other little homie. Man, fuck, we just gonna keep watching. I'm just talking and shit.
Wouldn't be able to fight back, and left him in the bathroom.
Yeah.
While Bryce brought Maurice to his knees in the living room. Maurice pleaded for their lives, but Bryce demanded that he beg for forgiveness. It was a tense moment as Jackery and Anwan watched Maurice tearfully beg for forgiveness,
I'll say that.
hoping to save himself and his brother from whatever was about to happen next.
He put a body on his head, he put a rag in his mouth. He stabbed him.
Bryce's cruelty knew no bounds. After laying a blanket on the floor under Maurice, he had covered his head with stockings and shoved a rag into his mouth. Then, in a shocking act of violence, Bryce began mercilessly beating Maurice and stabbing him over and over again in the chest. The other teens watching were terrified and shaken by the gruesome and horrific scene unfolding before them. Bryce, with his menacing demeanor, threatened the boys who were witnessing the horror and pressured Anwan into stabbing Maurice once in the chest. Fearing Bryce's wrath, Anwan reluctantly obeyed his command.
He's still
and
getting that
stabbed
body
Maurice.
though.
Maurice to the side, and his brother put the tobacco in his head. He put it under his head, he put the sock in his mouth. So he's taking his food.
Anwan continued his chilling account and revealed that once Maurice was dead, Bryce forcefully brought Larry out of the bathroom to the living room where his brother's blood was covering the floor. It was a heartbreaking moment for Larry as he realized his brother was now dead. Maurice's lifeless body was moved aside as Bryce turned his attention to Larry.
Is that too loud, chat?
Anwan vividly remembered Larry's painful voice when he pleaded with Bryce to spare him, but it was all in vain. Larry was subjected to the same horrific treatment as his brother. Anwan still heard Larry's desperate pleas before Bryce had stabbed him a shocking 20 times in the chest.
Damn.
Once again, Bryce threatened Jackery and forced him to stab Larry once. With both Maurice and Larry now dead, Bryce loaded their bodies into the car.
So he killed one brother, heard the other brother dying, and then he killed the younger brother after that, and then he forced his homies that he was with to stab them as well. I think he only did that just so, not necessarily that they won't snitch, is that they are part of it too. So it'll be like a more less chance that they will snitch just because they had like, a hand in that shit. But niggas start cracking for like niggas gonna crack under that pressure when motherfuckers start getting picked up. It's over, bro. They gonna snitch. They gonna tell you what they did, and even if they all did that shit on one of record, like even if Bryce so and so ain't really like pressure them, ain't terrified them into doing that shit, and they was really into that shit, they could really just be like, yeah, I was terrified for my life, bro. Put the knife or whatever the fuck he had up to me and told me to stab him. I was scared, and they trying to get a lighter sentence, but all of them was really on one accord with this shit. Like I personally think all three of them might get life. All three of them might get life. I think the other little bro, I don't think he set them up like how the other nigga did, but all of them getting life, bro. All right.
And called another friend to help
Get their ass
dispose
the
of them.
buck.
As Bryce and his friend drove off with the brothers' lifeless bodies in the back seat, Anwan and Jackery were left behind at the apartment as Bryce instructed them to clean up the gruesome scene.
What happens next? He puts me in crates. The crates. As he tried closer, he left waiting Corey at the house. To clean it up.
Anwan continued his confession by revealing that Bryce drove their lifeless bodies to an abandoned lot and set them on fire. As the flames engulfed Maurice and Larry, their bodies burned that fateful night. However, by some stroke of luck, their bodies hadn't turned to ashes. After Anwan's interrogation, the police finally uncovered the horrifying truth about how Larry and Maurice met their tragic end. However, there were still lingering questions in their minds. What was the brothers' connection to Bryce? And what was the secret that led to such a dreadful fate for the siblings? Larry and Maurice were just regular teenagers who enjoyed life, and even though they were stepbrothers, they shared a strong bond. But things took a turn when they met Bryce in 2015, and his cool personality caught their attention right away. Bryce was a rapper, and he had a bunch
He
of
looked
music
like a
videos
rapper.
online that made him seem super successful.
He was giving me like rapper vibes, like he was trying to be a rapper or some shit. You know, like his pictures and shit. Like folks ain't never got a shirt on though, but
And rich. Larry and Maurice were impressed by his lifestyle and charisma, and soon found themselves drawn into his world. When they all became close, Bryce introduced them to one of his friends, 17-year-old Jackery Taylor. As the three boys hung out with Bryce more and more, they met a fourth teenager.
he keeps saying Jackery, bro. Like Jacorey. I say Jacory. I'm black, folks, so I be like Jacory. Yo, Jacory. That sound like the proper way to say bro name. That's why I keep calling him bro, cause bro keeps saying Jackery. Like, bro, his name not Jackery, bro. It's Jacory. 9 times out of 10, his name is Jacory, bro. Nigga's black, bro. Call him Jacory. Stop calling him Jackery, man. Come on, now. Stop calling him Jackery, man. What's wrong with you, man? Come on, now. Let's get into this video.
14-year-old Anwan Carter, who also joined their group in 2015. They all used to spend a lot of time with Bryce as he would drive them around, buy them clothes and food, and even give them money to spend as they pleased.
Nigga activity.
In an interview with the police, Jackery revealed that Bryce used to promise them that they would become famous if they followed in his footsteps. As time went on, the boys seemed to embrace Bryce's gangster lifestyle more and more. They even appeared in some of his music videos, giving off the impression that they were adopting his mentality. Elizabeth noted a change in their behavior.
It's a
during this
documentary.
period.
That ain't no
Their social
video.
media accounts started to fill up with pictures of them posing with fake weapons, showing off stacks of cash, and smoking cigars, along with images of women. They also began attending parties regularly and would sometimes stay out for days. On May 4th, 2016, they were returning from one such party late at night, around 12:30 a.m. Maurice was driving Bryce's car with Jackery in the passenger seat and Bryce and Larry in the back, while Anwan was following behind them in the truck. Suddenly, Bryce made Maurice slam on the brakes of his car when he spotted a man walking on the sidewalk of the 800 block of South 41st Street in Louisville, Kentucky. As he strained to remember where he knew him from, it soon clicked that he was Christopher Jones, the 40-year-old man that local gangs were after. But Bryce made a serious mistake. He wrongly identified Christopher, thinking he was someone else, trying to collect the reward placed on his head. It was such a mistake that it changed everything in an instant.
Wait, so he thought black boy was trying to, the black dude with the dreads, he thought he was trying to collect that little bounty he had on his head, and just mistakenly thought he was out to kill him. I think he killed them. I think he killed them because they said the little brothers knew about his deep dark secret. So Bryce had to kill him. That's the only way. Let's see. All authentic, man. We don't know what's happening. Let's go ahead and see. Before we get into that, man, I need y'all to drop down. Like, do y'all think Buddy killed him? Do y'all think Buddy killed him? Is that the secret? Is that the secret that the brothers knew? Let's see. Let's really see.
In a moment of panic, Bryce quickly pulled out his gun and shot Christopher in the chest from the car window. As Christopher fell down, all the teens were stunned by witnessing a murder in front of their eyes. Without even stopping to think, they drove away from there as fast as they could, feeling scared and full of adrenaline. After the shooting, Christopher was rushed to emergency surgery, but sadly, he didn't make it and died during the operation. Bryce had driven the boys home and warned them not to breathe a word about what happened that night. But over the next 2 weeks, Larry and Maurice couldn't shake off the horror of what they'd seen. They started avoiding Bryce more and more as they felt uneasy about being around him. Meanwhile, Bryce was feeling anxious too. He worried that the brothers might spill the beans about the shooting to everyone.
Honestly, like the little brothers, they was just, they was around because they thought you was cool or whatever, and they wanted to. If they wanted to be rappers, they wanted to be rappers. If they wanted to be groupies, they wanted to be groupies. You never know what they wanted to be, cause they gone, rest in peace. But when real shit go down, like when real shit start going down, and like bodies start dropping it, and it start being to a point where you gotta live with certain shit. Niggas really like, they take a real glimpse at life, and they start seeing like, bro, is this really what I want to be around? They really start looking at that shit like when bodies start dropping around them, and they really start seeing like what type of homies they around, bro. They probably just need some time to like, think on that shit. Like they probably just reevaluating their life. Like they probably just didn't want to be around you no more. Like that's not what they wanted. They probably wanted something better for them. They probably just, wanted to be better for themselves or for their LG. And for you to think like, oh, I just killed the nigga, they not talking to me no more, they finna go rat, and you going to kill them, that's crazy, bro. Like, come on now. You gotta be better than that shit. You gotta put that in their shoes, cause they really still younger than you, folk. Like, them niggas probably was really like dreaming on that shit every night, like real nightmares every night, folk. You want to think about none of that shit. You talking about they finna go rat on you. That shit crazy, bro. Like these niggas, they look like strong niggas, folk. Like from the womb, bro. Like 9 times out of 10, they wasn't finna rat on you, folk. They was just gonna think on it and be like, nah, I don't want to be around this shit no more. Come on now. Like, bro, what you can get that nigga the book, bro.
And he would be in serious trouble. So we made a decision to end their lives on the evening of May 21st, 2016.
Shit dumb.
In a short period, Bryce made a grave decision to take the lives of 3 people, all to protect himself. But now the consequences of his actions are closing in on him. Following the interrogations, both Jackery and Anwan admitted
His name is
guilt to 3
Jacory, bro. It's Jacory. Corey. It's Corey, not Curry. J-A. It's Ja. I mean Ja Morant, but shit, nigga. Jacory. It's Jacory, not Jackery. It's Jacory, folks. Stop saying that shit, bro. You blowing me, folks.
of aiding in murder and tampering with evidence. Because they were under 18 years old.
Aiding in murder is crazy, though, because Bros really set him up, though. He knew that he was going to kill him. He knew that Bryce was going to kill him, though. And he was like, let's go to this party or whatever the fuck he said. You really was on to that shit, bro. Like, what was his name? N1, folks need that. He need a bigger sentence.
They were sentenced to serve 10 years in juvenile detention centers, with the remainder to be served in adult prisons once they turned 18.
Oh, shit.
As part of their agreements, they were also required to testify against Bryce during his trial.
Oh, they snitching.
Ever since Bryce was arrested, he made a mess of the court hearings. The victims' families thought he did it on purpose. They believed he was trying to cause chaos because he knew the prosecution wanted the death penalty.
See, that's what I was
He thought
saying.
if he made enough trouble and delayed the process, they might not give him the death penalty. At first, Bryce did.
That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. You think if you go stupid and just like just cause a scene in the courtroom, you're not gonna get life? That's gonna like bro. Depending on your judge, like he could be patient, bro, and he could be just ready to get shit done. Like you going there acting crazy, he gonna give you the check expeditiously. But if you got a cool judge, it's like, all right, he was young, he killed 3 people, I'm gonna give him life without parole. I don't want to give him the check. But you going there going crazy, bro gon' snap out of that shit. He bro deserve the check. He not learning from this. I can tell he not learning from this. I'm gonna give him the check.
Something
Stop
shocking.
being cocky
He
in the
spit on his court-appointed attorney because he found out the attorney was friends with the victim's grandfather. This caused a big problem, and the attorney had to leave the case due to a conflict of interest.
he spit on him.
Later, there was even a fight between Bryce and the attorney, and you can see it all in the court footage.
Nice cheap shot. You a coward. Nice cheap shot. Excuse me.
Bryce even made a threatening statement. "I'll see you when I get out." Because of this threat, in future courtroom appearances, Bryce was restrained to his chair and made to wear a spit mask.
So basically, his lawyer was conflict of interest. So he was basically, I guess he was thrown off, his case or whatever. And he spit on him and he was threatening him. So I think at this point, he represented himself. But he can't really represent himself because he restrained it by the hands and he got a mask on. So let's see where this go, chat. Let's see where this go. Where y'all think this going? Where y'all think this going? I got a fat ass guess. But I wanna know y'all. I wanna know what y'all thinking. I wanna
But
know what y'all
even with
thinking.
these measures, his behavior didn't improve. In one hearing, he even threatened the judge and her family. Bryce's antics in the courtroom didn't stop there. Many times he refused to let his attorney speak for him and claimed that he didn't trust them. He even went through 3 different state-appointed attorneys because of this. It was like he was determined to do things his own way, no matter what anyone else had said.
Whether you agree with me or not, the higher courts will again, so I just want it on record that I'm doing everything on my part.
You can put it on the record.
You know,
At a time is best for you, but if you think this is the best time.
even though you show favoritism to the Commonwealth, you did not have a motion I've ever filed in this courtroom. I'm saying it's my right to file a pro se motion, and it's my right to speak what I need to speak on. I don't know if I got some type of sexual relationship going on or which I got going on, but I'm definitely gonna speak my mind.
See, that's what I'm saying, bro. I mean, but you talking over the judge, bro. Just sit there and talk when you supposed to talk, bro. Don't be in that busy just talking whenever you want to talk, bro. Cause then he gon' see what a judge can do. They can smack you with all type of charges. Just sitting there, just talking on your own terms, disrupting the court, bro. Like, bro, can attack on an extra 90 days for what he doing right now. Like, you can't. Just stop, bro. Just stop, bro. We already got witnesses. We got snitches. You're done. DNA, you're done. Just sit there. At this point, just sit there.
No sexual relationship.
Now I'm talking about you and the prosecutor over there, sir. You denied all my motions. Every motion I filed, you didn't deny it.
I'm pretty sure I've denied the vast.
Every motion I filed.
Pro se motions that have ever.
Are you some type of racist? Are you got some type of sexual relationship going on? Which one is it?
You're just wrong in everything that you made a motion for.
Are you a secret Ku Klux Klan member?
No, sir.
Is that what you really are?
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
But like I said, the higher courts, they'll deal with it when time comes necessary.
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
And
So say less. On to the next subject. Say less.
Your job is to do your job, not to worry about me. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I worry about me. You worry about your self. I'll just ask you, why do you keep refusing to get this man off my case when we keep having problems? Do you have something personal against me to where you don't want to move him?
no, sir.
So he went through 3 different attorneys already. Wait. He went through 3 different lawyers, I guess. And he's trying to remove the 4th one because they're having conflict. If I was his attorney, I'd be like, bro. Bro. This is what they got. This is how I can shorten your sentence. If you don't shut the fuck up, bro. Honestly, bro, I wouldn't even. If somebody told me this nigga didn't went through three lawyers, bro, I'd be like, nah, I'm cool. He can represent himself. It's over with, bro. Like, come on now. How is you gonna beef with somebody that's trying to get you a lighter sentence, bro? Like, come on now, bro. You gotta think through this shit, man.
I have something personal against not providing you effective assistance of counsel. They had struggled to find someone who could represent you, and that basically Mr. Griffiths is what they've got.
I write the Bar Association and the ACLU, you know. I write them, you know. I see what's going on, you know.
Fair enough. Let's get us a date to come back.
No. We're gonna find out, though. We're gonna find out real quick. I promise that.
After this courtroom appearance in 2017, Bryce also tried to escape from prison by digging a hole in his cell. However, officers found the hole and also uncovered a threatening note he sent to Jackery. The note read, "Rats get exposed. Show me that you're not a rat." This showed Bryce's determination to manipulate even from behind bars. In another shocking incident captured on court video, Bryce displayed shameless behavior as he was seen in the video blowing kisses at the mother of the victims. It was a disturbing display of his lack of remorse or guilt for his action.
They finna get him a book, bro. I don't even know where he at. Like, I don't even know where he at, but I don't know if the death penalty is on the table. But it's like death penalty caliber just off what he did alone. But since he in the courtroom doing all this, it just shows like he really ain't got no remorse. Like, they could give him whatever they want, whatever they feel like. It ain't none that the prosecutors and the defense team could agree on. It's really just like, all right, you're gonna get what we say, and whatever we say is final. Whatever the judge says is final, because you haven't learned through this. You haven't felt anything towards the 2 boys that you killed. You didn't feel anything towards the 2 friends that you threatened. You don't feel anything towards the mother. You're dead. You're done. You're gone. Sorry. You're done. Sorry. You're done.
Can we do a fair trial in Jefferson County? But then another part of it is, if we have a concern, what's the alternative? Because then if we might get into a situation on the law where I'm supposed to
See her?
the
She's like, bro, stop that shit, bro. You're like, she's ready to go home. She's ready to go home. She's ready for everything to be over with. She's done. And she's on her side. She's done.
pros and cons. Ma'am,
Look at me.
ma'am,
He keeps tired.
ma'am, I told you once before, let me please help you understand. You can't just talk out like that, okay? If you can't handle him looking at you respectfully, all I can tell you to do is don't be in my courtroom, because he's going to keep doing it, particularly now that he knows that it irritates you. So you either are able to control yourself or you're not. And I would understand why you could not. I get that completely.
And you know what's crazy about this right here? When you're in a courtroom, you got to be able to control yourself as far as just going in there and knowing that someone who's fighting for their life to get out of jail will be you got to know that they might, there's a chance that they might be doing some shit like this. And you know it's crazy, like, you know, even if they know that they're going to jail for life, they can try to get you to hurt even more. Like, say a person kills your son, and you go in there and you're like, he starts doing, you know, kissing at you and saying fuck your son or whatever the fuck he's doing, and you decide to just disrupt the court and, you know, do what you want to do. You want to go out there and you want to fight him, and you want to jump over the table and hit him. You can do a couple months for, you know, fucking up the courtroom. You can. It's just, you gotta go in there with a mentality like, you gotta stay strong. You can't really. I mean, me, but say, you gonna see me flat. You gonna see me fly over the table. I ain't gonna lie. You gonna see me. Don't let it happen. Fuck. You fuck around, see me do it. 2 years in that motherfucker, premeditated. But for mine, but
I can't have you talking up in court, okay? The next, I need you to hear this. The next time it happens, there will be a consequence. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Rhodes, you're smiling. I don't know why you're smiling.
Because I can.
Well,
Because I can. It's not a crime to smell.
it's not a crime.
Continue what you were saying.
But it doesn't help you, all right, to irritate people.
All right.
And you have a lot at stake in this
It's
case.
not a crime to smell, is it?
I didn't say you were committing a
Okay,
crime.
then.
I'm saying you're not
Continue what you were
helping
saying.
yourself.
Continue what you were saying.
I'm
I know how to
just,
smell.
I would suggest
All right.
you do what helps
Okay.
you, not what hurts you.
Okay.
That's
Do what I
all.
want to do.
Well,
Let's
do
get
what
that
you want to
understood.
do. That's fine.
Let's get that understood.
I'm sorry.
Let's get that understood.
Well, you made
All
that
right. Continue what you were saying about the motions.
Okay.
All right.
I'm saying I want to have a hearing on it, and we'll be happy to give you a date when we come back and talk about that.
man, fuck a hearing, man. Fuck a hearing, man. I'm giving niggas a sentence that day. I'm giving a nigga a sentence that day. That second. Death. Life without parole. Death. Consecutive of death. Consecutive of 10 life sentences. Talking crazy to me. Fuck is wrong with you? What y'all think he getting, man? What y'all think he getting? Let me know. Let's get back into this.
Is there work we need to do to be ready for that hearing, or we basically have what work needs to be done?
Judge, we haven't received their motion.
But we haven't filed the petition yet, Judge. We wanted to have a date from Your Honor. We have some exhibits. Some of them may be lengthy, so we're trying to get all that.
The trial kept getting postponed over and over again, and Elizabeth was becoming increasingly frustrated. Not only with the delays, but also with Bryce's attitude in the courtroom.
Oh, she got up? She couldn't handle it. She couldn't handle it.
During one hearing, her emotions overwhelmed her, and she had to be removed from the courtroom.
Hopefully.
Later, when talking to journalists, she revealed that despite trying to find forgiveness through her faith, she couldn't shake the pain of losing her 2 boys to this monster. She described Bryce as sick and a demon, which highlighted the depth of her anguish and anger towards him. After 6 long years of Bryce's senseless behavior and intense courtroom drama, justice was finally served in 2022.
2022 is crazy. He got booked. He got booked 2 years ago. It's finna be 2025. He got booked 2 years ago. He's been in there. I think the crime happened in 2015, 2016. He went to jail in 2020. He went to jail in 2016. They just say he after 6 long years. So you know, he got booked in 2 years. 2 years ago. That's a long ass time to be in jail, but he already knew he was doing life. So we're about to find out what he really doing. But like niggas like YMW Melly, like It's 2020. It's 2025. I got hiccups, bro. I'm tired of that shit. But it's 2020. It's gonna be 2025. And I think W. Melly been in jail since 2019. If they were to find him guilty on some little shit, he'll get time served with a couple years of probation. But this nigga, that nigga's going in the ground. Rest in peace to those kids, man. Condolences to the mom. Let's see what the final decision is.
Bryce Rhodes was convicted of stabbing and burning the bodies of teenage brothers 14-year-old Larry Ordway and 16-year-old Maurice Gordon. This gruesome act came after they reportedly witnessed him shoot and kill 40-year-old Christopher Jones in 2016. Along with the 3 murder charges, the jury also found Bryce guilty of tampering with physical evidence and 2 counts of abuse of a corpse. For the murders, the jury recommended a life sentence without parole. Additionally, they suggested 5 years for tampering with evidence and 1 year for each count of abuse of a corpse. While he wasn't eligible for the death penalty, Bryce's sentences will run concurrently, which means he'll spend the rest of his days behind bars unless his defense wins an appeal. After the verdict, the teen brother's grandmother, Deborah Wren, was emotional while sharing her memories.
Really good kids. They did good at school and they played sports and they were really good natured boys. They never been in trouble. They were very loving. They got along with everybody. They were well liked at school. Their teachers really got along with them. They were involved in sports.
She said that twice.
They were just good boys.
During the trial, the jury had to think about Bryce Rhodes' mental state when deciding what punishment he should face. The defense brought in psychologists who said Rhodes had an intellectual disability. They also mentioned he had ADHD.
I knew I wasn't tripping, bro. We didn't just seen this dude with the little bill. Now we just seen this dude with the Caillou. We didn't see this dude with the dreads. We didn't see him with the ball cut. We didn't see him with the old man John. We didn't see this man do all type of hairstyles. That's how you know he been in for a minute. I just seen this man do so many hairstyles, bro. It's like, is this the same dude? Cause like, you know, I don't know what his what his race is or whatever, but each hairstyle he just look like a different dude. Like, if you look at him, like he look kind of like Hispanic in this one. Look a little black in the other ones. Fuck that shit.
And bipolar disorder, but they believed he hadn't received the support or education.
It's like 2 in the morning, bro. I'm tired as hell, but y'all can't tell me this dude don't look different every hairstyle, man.
He needed to deal with these challenges. Despite these arguments, the jury decided to support the prosecution and the victim.